guys, and welcome back to the vlog. This week we are building beams. So I don't have a big enough vehicle, and neither does my husband, for us to go and get all of the wood and supplies that we need. So we actually got it delivered to the house. I'm so excited for this project. Here are some of the inspiration pictures. I'm going to be putting the beams in my kitchen area. I think it'll bring some more life into that space, and originally I had thought this could be a good idea because old owners painted our window trim that is original hardwood underneath, and I'm thinking about stripping those and bringing those back to its original color. But for now, when I had looked originally at our kitchen when we first moved in, the cabinets were painted white, the countertops were also white, and we had just painted our whole house white. So to me, the kitchen area was giving hospital vibes, and I wanted to bring in more of like the wood flooring and the warmth that wood brings. And so I thought adding beams to the ceiling to hopefully make it look a little bit more authentic and, I don't know, bring some more character back into the house would be a really good addition. Ultimately, I don't know if this is going to give the rustic look that I'm hoping it gives, because I'm basically doing this from scratch, like beating up wood and all that stuff to try and make it look a little bit more worn in, but I don't know if it's going to achieve the look that I'm thinking. So I'm going to start with just building one beam, and hopefully from there we can kind of see the direction that it's going and if this is actually worth it or not. Disregard the messy house, but the very first thing that I have to do to get the beams started is measure the space. Now, the kitchen and the dining room is where we're putting the beams. I'm not putting the beams in the living room because I want it to feel like two different spaces. So in here, we're going to be putting like a beam in the middle of this. We'll put a beam in the middle of that and on the other side. So they are going to be two different sizes. The beams in the kitchen will be shorter. The beams on the other side of these lights will be a lot longer. I'm measuring from wall to wall. You see this crown molding? I'm not going from the crown molding because it sticks out. I want the beam to basically be built in, and then the crown molding comes around it. So for that to be the case, I need to measure from wall to wall versus from crown molding to crown molding. So I went to Lowe's yesterday and I picked up some stain colors so that we can try and color match the stain of our floors and our windows to the beams so that the beams look like they've been built in and they've been here for forever. So I already own dark walnut as a stain. I got this early American, and then I also decided to get honey. So out of these three colors, I'm gonna put them on a board and see which one matches the best with our current stain that we have now. If you look over here, color of our floors here, and obviously our lovely windows. If you can see our window trim, which I don't know if this is a good picture of our window trim. Maybe that's a better picture of what we can see it looking like. Is early American. So I'm headed back to Lowe's to grab some more stains because the three stains that I just tried were not close to the color of the wood floors or the wood trim in my house currently. And I really want the wood beams to look like they match everything else in the house. So we need to go back to Lowe's, get some more samples, see if any of these stains look even remotely better than what I've got going right now. Things I got at Lowe's. Staining pads. I got gloves so this stuff doesn't get on my hands because the last time it got on my hands were like sticky for like 2 days. Then the stains that I chose were red chestnut, red oak, and red mahogany. When I realized yesterday the stains that I got, they didn't have any red undertones underneath them, and when I put them up against my trim in the house, you could tell that there was a huge red undertone that I was missing. These were the only colors that had red in them, so hopefully one of these stains works. If not, I'm just gonna try and get as close as possible, but I do not wanna come back here a third time to get some freaking more samples of stains. Like, I've spent so much money on getting samples alone. Oh, let's go try this on our beams. These are the stains we just did, and then these are the stains from yesterday. All right, let's go see if any of these match even remotely closely to the stains that we have in the house. Okay. On this side. Say, look, even these ones don't match.
Yeah.
These are actual, like, red though. These say red. I ended up going with the stain red mahogany because when I saw it on the swatch that I made up against my door, I felt like it was a complementary color. It definitely wasn't the same, but it was still dark enough, and with some red hues underneath, I felt like it would have worked together. In hindsight, I wish I would have waited to stain any of the beams until they were all completed. In my next video, part 2 of finishing the beams and putting them up on my ceiling, I realized that doing the stain on one beam and then waiting to finish and put the stain on the other ones was not a good idea. So I hope you come back for part 2 as we reveal what the beams look like on the ceiling and how it all went together. Thanks again for watching. I hope you like and subscribe. I'll see you next week when we finish these beams.